Okay, this is our Team Pursuit coaching call with Carissa Casey, Tuesday, October 11th. And Carissa, we're excited for you to be with us tonight. Thanks for giving your time and energy to helping invest in us and lead us. So, what do you have for us?
So, did you say Lindsay or Lindy is the one on the phone?
Lindsay. I call her Linda just because she's my best friend. It's a joke. Sorry, Lindsay.
Okay, Lindsay. So are you kind of brand new looking into building the business?
Correct.
Okay, because Jessica mentioned a couple of the people on tonight were brand new wanting to build the business. Okay, and then we've got Mary, your mom, and we've got Amanda, who is building the business, but at a pace of whenever you can find the time, right?
Right.
So passionate about the products, love the business, trying to figure out how to work it in on a consistent basis.
Yeah, consistent is the keyword.
Let's start with that. How's it going with consistent pockets of time every day?
It's not.
Not?
For me, to be honest, like I got out of the habit when I got busy, and then I forget. I just forget. Which I don't know how I forget, but I do. Yeah.
If you had to pick one 15-minute window every day that you tend to always have, could you pick one? What would it be?
Probably in the morning before I go to work.
What time is that?
It's anywhere from 10:30 to 2. It depends on the day.
Okay. So sometime after 10:30 a.m. you can usually find a 15-minute window?
Yeah. Well, before 10:30.
Oh, 10:30 to 2 is when you work. Okay. So before 10:30 you can find a 15-minute window, but it's not the same every day. Is that what you're saying?
No, some days I may go in as early as 10:30 and some days I may go in as late as 2. It depends on the day and what else I have going on that night. And how many patients I have to see that day and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. I'm with you now. Okay. So then my next question is what ideas can you come up with as a reminder to accomplish certain things, even if it wasn't a 15-minute pocket of time? Let's say it was one post, reaching out to one new person and following up with one customer and following up with one teammate. I wonder if you could, this is just a thought, I wonder if you could have some sort of visual thing. I don't know if it'd be like a whiteboard, but this is just an idea. Like if between wake up and 10:30 a.m. like a whiteboard, but not quite like that. I'm picturing like 4 little check boxes, and before you leave for work, you can find a way to check off boxes, and it's just right there in your face. That's one thought. How to get some business building activity happening on a daily. I don't know. What do you think? What could be helpful?
Check boxes, like I may start with them. It's just a matter of forcing myself to get in the habit and being consistent.
Yeah.
Once I get in that habit, because to be honest, I typically, some days I wake up when my husband gets up at 5, and then I'll fall back asleep for a while. So, I'm usually awake by 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, I am addicted to this thing. And the first thing I do is I roll over and I get on it. It may be 5 o'clock in the morning, but I roll over and I get on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find myself that I have wasted an hour to 2 hours in the morning because I'm just going through Facebook. And I know I just need to sit down and I need to force myself to do the business first.
Mm-hmm.
But then I get in that, well, I don't want to call them at 5 o'clock in the morning, or I don't want to send them a message because like my phone goes off. If I get a Facebook message, it goes off like a text message. So then I try to be consistent. I try to be considerate of other people's time and to not be sending messages super early.
Huh. That's news to me. I mean, I don't have notifications turned on. I don't get notified when I get a Facebook message. I would say if somebody has their phone on throughout the whole night, then they're asking to be interrupted and woken up, and that's on them, not you. Because some people are up, like Jessica, at 3 a.m. with a crying baby.
Okay.
That's a really good pocket of time for them to accomplish some work. So I feel like if they don't want to be bothered, they should not have their notifications turned on.
Yeah, turn it on silent. I frequently get messages from Carissa in the middle of the night or after midnight, and I might read it at like 4 a.m. and respond, but I just assume that if she's asleep, then her phone's, on do not disturb or whatever. So I think that's right. Like, you use the pocket of time that works for you, until someone says, Amanda, stop messaging me at this hour.
Totally. And no one will. No one has ever done that to me.
No.
But yeah, I mean, look, okay, so if we're scrounging for 15 minutes for you to do some business building activity, and you've got a great pocket of time if you happen to wake up at 5 and get on your phone.
Yeah. That's like best case scenario.
Yeah, I would not write that time off. I would anytime you have the chance to be productive and feel motivated to be productive, I would do it. The real issue though is going to come back to that that self-talk that's kind of keeping you in a place of not having discipline, because you're not an undisciplined person. Obviously, you work very hard. But some of those things, like saying I'm addicted to my phone, I never work first. I always react first and read my message first or read my text first. That's going to be you programming yourself to believe differently, and your believing differently will cause you to behave differently. So it literally is telling yourself what may not be true until your mind is like, oh, I'm a super disciplined person. Anytime I pick up my phone, the first thing I do is check off a few boxes. Even if I only take 5 minutes, the first thing I do is productive before I check my messages, and like you just kind of fool your subconscious mind into believing that. And then what we believe determines our behavior. It's a very interesting progression. Like, our behaviors are totally, totally influenced by our attitudes and our beliefs and our programming. So I would come up with a few, like, just, they can even feel like nonsense. It can even, they can be very, very over the top. But I think that will help. And I think that you'll find that you have that time, and you probably just need to be hearing consistently every day, like, I do have the time. I am productive. I am disciplined. I'm not addicted to my phone. I'm in full control over what I do when I'm on my phone. You know what I mean? Like, and I know that feels not true, but it's amazing how much it changes you when you really, really like take those things and like slam them in the face and be like, you know what? I'm awesome at determining, what I will and won't do when I have a few hours on my phone. I don't know. It really does feel kind of funny, but I would really encourage it. And some people really listen to the recording and it's great. But for me, it's like I'm looking for trigger times. Like when I'm running on the treadmill is a classic time where I just start flooding myself with affirmations. Like, I love to run. I love to sweat. This feels good. That was easy. And I'm just constantly repeating that to myself. Like, that's the easiest half mile I've ever run. Like, I can't believe how easy that was. I can't believe I can't wipe the smile off my face right now. I mean, very, very detailed, but it's so empowering. Anyway, I was just curious where that had gone. Were you wanting to say something, Jessica?
I was just going to add that I did this the other day, not on the treadmill and not talking about running, but I was going into a meeting with some ladies that I generally feel really intimidated by, and that like brings up some insecurities, of mine and whatever. And so instead of getting anxious on the drive there, I started telling myself like, I'm likable, I am cool, I am hip, whatever. Like, it sounds so dumb to say, but it like totally changed my attitude going into the meeting. Like, I'm not going to let myself feel insecure because I have mom hair and not cute clothes on today or what, you know what I mean? Like, I still have value and I am important and I'm on this team for a reason, like those positive things. And it really did change my attitude during the meeting too. I was like, this is fun. This is exciting. I was more relaxed and more creative and more vocal, all the things that I like want to be and that I really am in my true self, but the things that I like let, hindrances, put walls up around, whatever. Anyway, so just affirming your affirmations
Yeah.
about that. So I did also want to mention Alicia. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
I'm here.
You just disappeared. Alicia is one of our brand new ambassadors. She just joined with Janie yesterday, and so she's one of our new business builders.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super excited to have her. So,
Can I ask, Alicia, do you understand what it means to go silver?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because this is the month to go silver. And I know I probably say that every month to everybody, but this month it is so simple. 3 people ordering a welcome pack from your site and you get $275.
Yeah.
And I don't know what your financial need is, and I certainly do not think this business is all about the money, but I just think that's a huge payoff for a small thing. And so I've been trying to tell everybody on our team who isn't yet silver, like, do that. And I, you know, even for people who aren't building the business. So those of you who have people that are wholesalers and they're not interested in building the business, who doesn't want $275 even if you're not building the business? And what I've kind of been telling people is, okay, so if you don't want to build the business, you probably still have 3 friends who have been wanting to try the products and maybe cost has been an objection for them. And so I've been telling my non-business builders, look, just use the $275 to offer your friends a really sweet discount. Because you probably have 3 people who would really love to try Plexus, and you could offer your friends $50 back on their welcome pack and still pocket $125 in bonuses. So that's a big discount for people to try a welcome pack, and then they would have wholesale prices on products the rest of the year. So if you are building the business, I'm not saying go out and offer everyone a rebate, but for people on your teams who are not interested in building the business, they should still be trying to go silver this month because they could basically be giving Plexus away. And there's probably a lot of people they know who would love to try it. So that's a total side note. But I just wanted to point it out because I think it's pretty huge.
It is huge.
Yes.
It's really huge. And Alicia is a go-getter for sure. We're excited to have her.
Wow. So Alicia, if you decide to fast start gold, you might get $1,400 plus a bunch of business building bonuses. You guys talked about that?
We did.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, trying to think what would be some awesome, I mean, you guys have probably already talked about lots of the options, but hey, where are you from, Alicia?
I'm from Clarksville.
Yay!
I'm in Clarksville now.
Man, okay, so good. So if Jessica ever hears of an event in town, you'll hear of it.
Yeah.
Alicia is who went with me to the Sonia Dudley event last month that got canceled.
It didn't exist.
Well, I will have you know, I talked with Sonia about that, like we talked, and she feels terrible.
No. Listen, Carissa, we went and got Jenny's ice cream instead, so it was a trip worthwhile.
No, but I knew you had to drive and everything else. But she's fabulous, and she's from Nashville, so I hope she'll have other events soon.
Yes.
And then I'm going to see her in Springfield. She's actually going to come do an event in Springfield. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm really seriously considering it. Mom, are you going? Lindsay, are you going?
Is this the one that Amanda posted about?
Yes.
Yeah.
On the 19th?
Yes, November 19th.
November,
yeah. Linda, are you going to be in Springfield?
Sure am.
Okay, well, here's
Awesome.
We won't pressure you, but here's what I'll say about this event. I thought I didn't need it. I thought, because she talks a lot about mindset, which is what I was talking to Amanda about a second ago. And I really felt like my mindset was fine. And I had never struggled with believing in myself, so that I did not feel like that had held me back in my business. But that seminar, I went to it last month, and I felt like it was one of the biggest transformational things for me and for the rest of my team. I feel like it's the reason so many people on our team are revived and on fire right now. And so much so that I'm going to it again, and I'm driving to Springfield to go to it. And I'm bringing a local friend who's not even in Texas.
Awesome.
She's
awesome.
Are they like not just Plexus specific?
No, they're specific to like people who want to basically grow and improve their lives, and talk a lot about like what holds us back and why, even though we want to feel better and do more and make more money or whatever we want, what holds us back and why we don't end up doing that. She's kind of coming at it for whoever it is in that kind of a boat, which is a lot of, and she is a Plexus Diamond. So obviously she can relate it to Plexus a lot. But like I said, I'm bringing a friend who's not an ambassador.
That's awesome. That we'll definitely need to talk more about that on the team page too. Amanda, thank you for posting that initially. Carissa, I don't want to see it off of your track. I know we've got like 10 minutes with you left. So you asked Amanda initially about how her time window was going. Mm-hmm. Where else did you want to ask tonight?
Oh, okay. No, you guys feel free to ask questions because I really want this to be led by you.
Okay.
So I was not trying to go down a track. I just was trying to ask how that had been going because that had been a struggle. The other person on the call at that time was Jamie.
Yeah.
Who's not on tonight. And so I would have been happy to follow up with her too. But would anybody else like to share anything that you feel, well, I mean, it can be good or bad. I don't want you to feel like it has to be like, oh, this is hard, this is holding me back. It could be just strategizing about some goals that we have. Like we talked a little bit about just going silver. So it doesn't have to be like, okay, tell me what all's wrong and I'll try to help. It can really just be if we need to talk about some goals that we have, or it can be certain things that are holding us back that we need fresh perspective on, anything like that.
Well, I'll tell you something good that I noticed as I was looking at PV. I just posted a little while ago for our Rocktober challenge and the dinner and movie package, whatever. Mom has almost 500 PV already this month.
Wow.
Yeah, that's more than I have.
Wow, me too. I'm at 92 right now. So these are new customers in October?
Yes.
Wow. What do you feel like has changed? Because I know you've been in the business a long time.
I think somebody finally just responded to one of my posts, a friend.
Okay, so this was one order?
The bulk of it, it's one order with two people using it, husband and wife.
Yes.
And then another customer.
Yes. Well, darn, I wish we had a contest going on. I wish it was the convention contest.
I know.
It's always nice when it's like, but yes. And that just goes to show that like posting works and posting consistently works. And the longer you do it, the more you find out that people are watching. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I hope too that there's somebody who continues to engage with you. One time that happened to me, someone placed a large order and it was for several members of their family. And then I felt like no matter what I tried with following up, I never heard from them again. Just, you never know. But, one thing that has worked really well for me to keep up is I write down on my planner, which is actually an online calendar, but I write myself an appointment for following up with them. Mm-hmm. And you may already do this, but
no, it's a good reminder.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I typically put a little reminder for like 3 days after their order just to check in and say, hey, did your products come yet? And then for a week after that, I give myself an appointment to say, how are you feeling? Are you noticing any die-off symptoms yet? Sometimes people experience die-off and I don't want you to be alarmed because that's a very good sign. I try to always do that about a week after they start. And that's just to head it off at the pass because there will be a lot of people that experience die-off symptoms and never tell you about it. Right. And they just assume that there's something wrong and the products are hurting them, which could not be further from the truth. And so I've just started contacting I try not to do it all in the initial product instructions because I don't want to scare people off. Sometimes they don't even want that big long email. So I save it for 7 days later, but 7 days in, I always say, hey, how you feeling? Are you noticing any die-off symptoms? If you are, I want you to know that's a great sign and I don't want you to be worried about that. And then typically they'll be like, yeah, I actually have felt a little bit of a headache and I'll say, oh, well, that's awesome. That means you've got some toxins in your body that are trying to get out of there. Anyway, it just stimulates conversation. So maybe that will help these people be very engaged, because that's always the goal.
Yeah. And I did have an interesting conversation today with a coworker whose daughter had found Plexus products on eBay.
Yeah.
And purchased them. And I talked to her about how that was a no-no. And she came back today and said, she went back to find some more, and all those sites were shut down. And I said, good, because Plexus has a compliance department, and they're working hard to make sure that doesn't happen. And she said, well, yeah, but it doesn't help them any. I said, well, I'd be glad to help them. Let's talk how I can help them. And they've already made a decision to try a different, cheaper product. It's like, oh, no.
I know. Well, one thing that really helps is to tell people like that, it's actually very dangerous to buy the products on eBay and Amazon, because the people who sell them on eBay and Amazon have purchased them fraudulently. The reason they're able to sell like a triplex for like $75 on eBay is because the credit card they used to buy it was fake. So they didn't pay anything for it. So you've got fraudsters that are putting the products up on eBay and Amazon. And so when you buy the products from those sites, you're handing your information over to criminals. So it has helped me to be able to tell people, like, if you know anybody buying on eBay or Amazon, please warn them that A, they're participating in illegal fraud, and B, they're handing their credit card information over to a criminal. And there have been a lot of people get their identity stolen as a result of trying to buy the products somewhere else. The only safe way to buy them is from an ambassador. So I feel like that has helped me get that message out there a little bit. Because people do. They're like, well, I'm sorry, but I just need to buy it. It's for my budget. I just need to buy the best.
Yeah. And because that's also a husband-wife, young couple, low income, that are seeing results. And so I really hated the idea. And I did not have a quick comeback when she said, oh, they've got to go cheaper. Well, except here's my card, give it to her, let me talk directly with her, and it might be cheaper, but it's probably not going to be the same quality.
Yeah. And you can also say, here's my card, maybe we can land on, a one product that could make the biggest difference, anything really.
Or for $34.95.
Yeah.
Work with the budget. That I've told people that a lot recently as I've started being more open about my story. And like, I didn't start off taking every product because I knew I was doing body by buy, and I didn't want to do it anymore. And I knew whenever I tried ProBio 5 and BioCleanse that, like, if I was going to do this, I had to match the budget. Like, I needed to have a seamless transition, just to make ends meet and whatever, stick to our financial goals. And so that's why I started with ProBio 5 and BioCleanse. And because I knew, talking with Carissa, that was what was going to be helpful. It wasn't until, like 3 or 4 months after I became an ambassador that I added in Slim. I was an ambassador for a few months before I ever even tasted it and tried it, because I thought, I'm not trying to lose weight. I don't know. And I didn't know as much then anyway, but regardless, it's okay. You don't have to start off with the whole kit and caboodle. You can ease your way into it. And also we have such a great option with Edge now instead. Not that it does everything that Slim does, but it can offer some of the same benefits for a fraction of the price, which can be really, really compelling to someone that's trying to work on a tight budget too. So.
Yeah, I try to tell people our products are competitively priced, especially our probiotic. Like, our probiotic is better quality, works better, and cheaper than most every good quality probiotic I've seen, like at Whole Foods. And oh my goodness, like, we have a girl on our team who's a missionary in Angola, and she had tried like $100 probiotics. They imported her from France because she had so many parasites over in Angola. Her health was so bad. And then she gets her hands on ProBio 5, $35. You don't have to refrigerate it. You don't have to import it from France. And it was like, it healed her. I mean, anyway. So I try to really have that belief that, like, yes, it can be expensive if you're using several supplements, but most of our products are about $35 or less. Most of them are. So anyway, but yeah, that's tough. But
good job still talking to them, Mom, and good job saying, being brave and saying, oh, that's actually not legal, because you could have just started it and avoided it, but you didn't. So that's great.
And now they're not going to be able to find them, like you said. And eventually, if they're on these other products and saying this is not working for me, then you've planted that seed.
Yeah. And I finally got business cards ordered, so I had one to give.
Yay!
Yeah. Maybe it's special.
It's more and more validation the more you continue to post. Of course, in a smart way, not in a salesy way, but the more you continue to post and share real testimonies, and that just is added validation. So the people that have heard it once and then you're kind of dripping on them with your posts, oftentimes they do come back.
It is. Consistent exposure is huge.
Yep.
Lindsay, I think you were on with us last time, weren't you?
Yeah.
So, and I know that, I think it was in the message thread afterwards that you and Jamie and Amanda and my mom all talked about like how much, like what your action steps were going to be and what your goals were going to be. Remind me what you said you were going to do.
I said I was going to do 30 minutes a day.
How's that going?
It hasn't been every day, but it's been more, I've spent more time than I ever have working on Plexus stuff. So I'll take it.
I'll take it. I saw that you posted a couple of times, right, about pink drink stuff?
Yeah. And actually I've been talking to 4 people at work. So, yeah, it's good. I've given a few samples, and I have one coworker who's super interested, but she says that she needs to wait till our next paycheck, which is Friday. So,
Hey.
Yeah. So
She would be a good person to get on a little call with you and Jessica, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is she interested in products or business or both?
Both.
Both?
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be more than happy to hop on a phone call or FaceTime, whatever. Levi will volunteer too.
Oh, in that case.
No one says no to baby Levi.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and I always like that because they've heard from you and they've talked to you and they're intrigued, and another person's story is always going to be different. Their experience, their health issues, their experience with the business. And so it's just very validating, like, okay, Lindsay's not the only person who's doing this and succeeding at it. Like Jessica's doing it too. And she's got this different personality or this different history. And it's just kind of that added validation.
Yeah.
Can I go back and ask?
Hold on. Let Lindsay finish first. What did you say, Linda?
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
You're done? Okay, Mary.
I'm sorry, Lindsay.
It's fine.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to go back and touch real quick on the idea of being able to offer a discount this month. Jesse knows my hearing's not good, so sorry, Lindsay.
No, it's fine.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
Wanting to know real briefly the ins and outs, what you can and can't do with offering discounts.
Okay, gotcha. So what I'm saying is if you're not yet silver and you go silver, you will get a $200 bonus from Plexus for going silver. And in addition to that, you'll get business building bonuses on all the welcome packs that are purchased. So $25 to $50 per welcome pack on top of that $200 bonus. So be sure that if you're going to offer those discounts that you plan on going silver, because otherwise if you don't go silver, then you're offering that discount out of your own pocket. I will also say too that in order to get the double rank bonus, you have to both go silver and have at least one new customer with at least 50 PV. So don't put all your effort into those 3 ambassadors. You also need at least one new customer, which Mary has good to go. when you're running a personal special like that, like let's say you're super generous and you're offering $50 rebates to 3 people to join your team with a welcome pack, which is so awesome. And then you're still going to get 125 of your bonus in your pocket. I would just contact those people one-on-one out the wazoo. I'd reach out to everybody you know. I would do it as authentically as you can. I've got a great video about reaching out authentically, and I'd love for you to watch that. But voice message them, meet up with them in person, have some coffee, and say, look, there are no strings attached to this. You get a welcome pack. You don't have to have an auto shipment turned on. You get wholesale prices the rest of the year. And it's as simple, it can be as simple as that, or you can build a business from it. It's totally up to you. But, have those conversations and, make them as meaningful and powerful as you can. The only thing you cannot do is publicly post that you're offering a special discount.
Okay. But you can do it one-on-one.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can even do, and this is a kind of a loophole, but if you have like a private business page that you've got lots of followers on, you could even do it there. You just cannot have like a post on your page saying I'm running a special, because you can only advertise those publicly if corporate's offering it. But in any private communication, you can offer anything you want. And some people there's like a feature in our back office where you can give people a little discount code. I just have heard mixed reviews so far that some people it works for and some people it doesn't. So I've waited until I'm kind of waiting till I get like the full word that like, hey, that feature is up and running at 100%. Until I get that word, I just usually PayPal or send people a check. And I like to send people a check because it gives me an opportunity to mail them the package and give them a sample of a few other products and give them a brochure about the opportunity, or give them like a handwritten note. I feel like it's a much bigger opportunity to build some more belief into them. So I don't mind mailing a check.
It's so personal. It gives that added personal touch too.
Yeah.
Carissa, go over this with us real fast, and then I know you need to go. And our time's almost up anyway. But to go silver, clarify with the double bonus and everything, it's personally sponsored ambassadors, but you said you don't have to have an auto ship or backup order on anymore at all.
Mm-mm.
So they don't even have to have 100 PV. Or
their 100 PV comes from their welcome pack. Like to go silver, any ambassador who joins your team with a welcome pack counts toward you going silver. Or
for every promotion, for every rank promotion.
It's only for silver that it's like that.
Okay.
And now if for some reason they didn't want a welcome pack, maybe they wanted a combination of products that one of our welcome packs doesn't have, they could join for $34.95 and then go into their back office and place a wholesale order. And as long as that gets them to 100 PV, they also count toward you going silver. But I think in most cases, a welcome pack is in their best interest because it's going to be a much deeper discount and it's going to come with the success kit. And I'm saying even people who didn't intend to work the business, they get that success kit and it's really great. So in most cases, I urge the welcome pack. But so 3 people go to your website and click Join Plexus and order a welcome pack. Bada bing, you're silver.
That's so awesome.
Yes. Now the only extra thing to get the double bonus is you also have to have at least one new customer this month. So
with 50 PV.
Yeah.
Which is $2.
It's not a big deal. It's not hard to find that. But I will say if you get to the last day of the month and that's the only thing between you and a huge bonus, I'd offer a rebate on that too.
Yeah.
I've got a couple people that really want to try the products and have been on the fence, and they're kind of my people in the bag. Like if I get to the end of the month and for some reason have not gotten a new customer by then, I'll probably call that one girl up and be like, hey, I'm buying you a bag of Slim this month. You just go place your order. I'll pay you back.
There you go.
Because I stand for my bonus is even bigger. So
yeah, for sure.
But I say that, but I also want to make sure you understand that I'm not suggesting that we have to offer discounts because our products have immense value, and I'm not suggesting we have to offer discounts. I'm just saying for people who don't really have that belief and aren't really sure about building the business, fine. They can purely view this as an opportunity to give Plexus to friends at a deep discount, if nothing else. But I think a business builder, go for it. Offer a $5 rebate just to screw them off the fence.
Yep. Hey, we have less than a minute, so we're going to get cut off. But thanks for hopping on here, and we will touch base in that message thread, ladies, about when our next call is, and ask any questions you've got to. Alicia, we didn't get to really introduce you to anything tonight, but feel free to ask questions in that thread too, and we'll hop on again in a couple weeks. Cool?
Great.
Thanks, Carissa. Thank you,
See
ladies.
you all. Good night.
All right, bye.
Everyone.
Bye.